everybody, and welcome to a new video. And today we're here to talk about game hunting. Game hunting, we all do it, and mainly a lot of folks that collect retro, they usually tend to go to like want to get good deals on things. Like there was the big thing with Goodwill, Value Village, of course pawn shops as well, to where you could find old school games on the cheap and great deals. But for me personally, I stopped pretty much going to Goodwill, Value Villages like every day because and pawn shops too, because I don't know, I wasn't finding the stuff I wanted, and it just felt like it was just a waste of time. I could have actually done, like, went somewhere else. I went to a better store that I know is guaranteed to have something I want. I just kind of fell off from it. I just felt like it was a waste of time, especially when Goodwill, Value Village actually started pulling their games and actually selling the stuff online because they got workers in there that know about games, and they try to get the stores to sell them for higher or whatnot. I guess they get some kind of credit for doing that if the games sell for a certain price. So a lot of that happened where people were working at these stores and you weren't seeing a lot of good products put out anymore. So I was like, man, what a waste of time. So I stopped really going to those places. Usually when I buy my games, I either do trades, I go to events like the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, or I go to my local game store, and maybe even online too. That's pretty much it. And I just have not been hunting. And me and my friends have not been hunting in a long time. Like me, Casey, and Joe, I think the last time we went game hunting together probably was like almost 3 years ago. So I was like, whoa, dude. Like I was actually, the reason I thought about it because a picture came up on Facebook showing a picture of us 3 years ago when we all went game hunting. I was like, wow, it's been 3 years. That's insane. So, anyways, one of my friends, Trevor, we went to the Cowlitz Gamers Show. I did a video on that a couple weeks ago, and he had a Resident Evil 2 box and manual for the N64 version of Resident Evil 2. So I had the game already, so he had the box. I said, hey, and manual. I said, hey, well, can we do a trade? And he said, yeah, of course. So we did a trade for that. Came down here, we exchanged the trades, and he said, hey, Reggie, you want to go game hunting with me? I got some stores I want to show you. I'm like, oh man, I don't know, man. I don't do that anymore. I was like, man, I don't really go hunting like that anymore. And he looked at me and said, come on, man, these are some cool stores. And I said, well, I got to edit a video and everything. And he got looked at me, and I was like, yeah, I got to do that later, whatever. All right, let's go. So he was excited. He said, hey, man, I got these stores I want to show you, man. I think you're going to like them. And I said, all right, cool. So we went to one store. It was a pawn shop. I'd been there before. I hadn't been there in years. And they had a PlayStation 4 controller for $25. I didn't need one, but that's a good price for one. I passed on that, of course. And we went to another store. It was like kind of like an indoor antique shop. They had everything in there. I guess what the lady does is she goes out and buys storages that aren't paid for, and she brings that inventory to her store. So I looked around there, and they had GameCube games. They had like PS2 games, PS3 games. They had all kind of cool stuff. I mean, it wasn't like your top of the line stuff, but more common stuff. And to see GameCube and PS2 stuff was already nice for me. But what caught my eye was this. I found Game Boy Advance. I think either Trevor found it or I found it. I can't remember who. But a Game Boy Advance. And I asked the lady how much it was, and she said $10. And I looked at it. It wouldn't turn on, and it doesn't have a battery. It didn't have a battery charger for it. But I did notice that the battery pack was kind of bloated out, like the battery was kind of like about to explode or whatnot. So I was like, oh my god, well, this thing needs a new battery, obviously. So I think I took the risk of paying $10 for it, and trying to get a new battery for it. I did get a new battery for it, and the system came on perfectly. So I pretty much got a Game Boy Advance for around $10. So I was really happy about that. So we're off to a good start already. We went to another store. We actually went to another pawn shop, and the pawn shop had like PS3 games for $3. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm about to find some cool stuff. So they had LA Noire, and I wanted to pick that up for PS3. And they had also, I should have everything ready for you guys so I can kind of show you guys the stuff. But they had LA Noire, and they had Secret of NIMH, a cool movie I wanted to watch. But when I went to go purchase them, the game and the movie weren't in the case, and I thought they had the disc behind the counter, so I guess somebody had stole it out of there. So I had to go look for another game, and I ended up getting The Walking Dead Survival Instinct. And oh man, that game, guys, just I don't know what to say. I'm going to show you. Matter of fact, I'll show you guys the pickups after I talk about more about the hunt and everything. So I left there, I was like, okay, cool. We got some cool stuff here. Then we went to another pawn shop, and this pawn shop had some PS2 games for like 99 cents. I mean, PS1 games for 99 cents. I got Legend of Dragoon disc only with the cover, the original disc cover art with the color and everything for 99 cents, and that's a 4-disc game, so that was totally worth it. That's $2. I got The Walking Dead for the Vita for $5, and I also got another game that I'm trying to think of right now, or maybe that was it. But I got that stuff, and I was like, wow, man, okay, I'm feeling really good today right now. I'm getting pumped up. I started to get that feeling, where you're getting things on the cheap and you're getting good items, and that's what makes you really get you pumped up and feeling good. So after we left there, good spirits, of course. We went to GameStop. That's what I forgot to tell you guys too. At that antique shop, they had a Move controller, and the Move controller lady charged $3 for it. And GameStop was having a pretty much like a cash deal where if you trade in items, you get this cash, same as trade. So I traded that Move controller in and I got $24 for it. So that pretty much paid for the items I just got at the pawn shop. So I was like, wow, man, this is great. So off to a good start. And then a little bit after that, after we, I think we got a couple games from there. I can't remember what they were. But I hung out with Trevor for a little bit. He showed me where he wanted to put his game room at and everything. We did a trade, which I'll show you guys in a bit. And I was just really feeling like, wow, man, I've been missing out on a lot of cool stuff over the years, man. I mean, yeah, I know I got enough games and everything, but, I do like to go out there and hunt for cool things, stuff that's unknown to me. I really like doing it. It's a fun hobby. Game hunting is a lot of fun. But I guess here in Washington, there's just been a lot of competition with people working at these stores and just kind of pulling stuff. So I guess I got kind of annoyed with it and everything. But what it did for me was it kind of just reinvigorated me, like I got all this energy and everything, just to kind of just go out and just and hunting again. And it was like, wow, man. So Trevor, man, thanks for man, you lit a fire in me, dude. Like I'm feeling good about going out game hunting again. So this summer I'm probably gonna go out to garage sales and yard sales again and kind of look for games possibly. Yeah, there's a lot of competition out here in Washington, but I'm not really worried about it. I'm looking for unique stuff. A lot of people are always, when they go to these sales, they're usually looking for Nintendo stuff or whatnot. So I could kind of get the items I want usually because everybody's not looking at the stuff I'm looking at. I like PlayStation, Sega Genesis, things like that. Even though some people would look at that, but not all the time. They're mostly Nintendo stuff, and then they're out of there. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that up, in case anybody was feeling you don't like going out hunting anymore. There's not enough good deals out there and all that stuff. They are out there, guys. You just gotta maybe it helps to know someone to go hunting with, because hunting solo is kind of boring. Hunting with a friend is a lot of fun. So man, it was just really a good experience for me. And I guess that's all I really want to say about it. I don't really have to. I don't really have anything else more to say about it. It's just I'm feeling really good about it. So yeah, let's get to it. All right. So first thing I want to show you guys, I got MRC Racing. MRC Racing. This was $5, complete in box. This is a really fun racing game. Only on the Nintendo 64. I actually did a live stream playing this recently. Yeah, a really cool game, arcade-like racing, and it has a lot of different paths on the tracks that you could take. So it's always you always change it up during the race. It is pretty hard though, man. I mean, I was trying to get first place the first time, and the highest I got was 6th place. So I need a lot of practice. But anyway, it's definitely a game you want to pick up for your Nintendo 64. It's really cheap. And here is Resident Evil 2 for the Nintendo 64. I traded Travis for this. Now I have Resident Evil 2 on the N64 complete. And just getting this box and manual was more of a novelty than anything. Resident Evil 2 was my favorite Resident Evil game, but Resident Evil 3 really beat it out for the fast-paced story and action that happens in that game. And Resident Evil 3, you're pretty much outside. But going back to Resident Evil 2, I think Resident Evil 2 is probably the best in the series next to Resident Evil 1 remake. And hell, even possibly Resident Evil 2 remake. I mean, I like that game a lot, but still, nothing beats the original. That first time experience you have with this game is really amazing. I will never forget it. Very terrifying. You never know what's behind every corner. So I think that was the tagline for Resident Evil 2, like something peeping at you, zombie peeping at you in the dark. But it's pretty crazy. But anyways, happy to have that. And oh god, I can't believe I'm showing this one. The Walking Dead, Survival Instinct. If you see this game, grab something else. I only grabbed this game because I didn't want to get when I paid for LA Noire, I didn't want to go through the refund process at a pawn shop. It just seemed like for $3 that I paid for that game, even though the disc wasn't in there, I should just find something else just to kind of take with me. And the only thing I could find was The Walking Dead Survival Instinct. Merle was one of my favorite characters on The Walking Dead, so I thought he was going to really be in the game. But I got to save you guys trouble, man. Merle doesn't damn near show up until the end of the game, which sucks. So that was pretty messed up that they did that. But they show him on the cover like he's like going to be with you, but some bullshit. Alright, so next up here, of course, I got LA Noire. Everybody loves LA Noire, I think. Rockstar actually published this game. The game was actually made by Team Bondi. I don't think they're in business anymore, but they did a hell of a job on this 1940s cop drama game. I've always been fascinated with how LA looked back in the day in the 1940s, and they pretty much got the look down from how it looked from what I saw in old like magazines and everything. So LA Noire, very cool game. It's not really free roam like they made it seem when it first came out. It's more it's a pretty linear game, but it's a lot of fun depending on how you feel, if you're patient with interrogating suspects, because this game is pretty weird. You have to determine whether someone's lying or not, and it's like, whoa, okay. Ghost Squad, another Sega rail shooter. I got this for $2. I couldn't pass it up. This is actually really good rail shooter game. So if you're into like rail shooters, and you don't see many of them around anymore. You see them mostly on the Wii system, and maybe as a download. I mean, I think the last one I bought before this was House of the Dead 4 on the PSN. It was on sale for like $2 or $3, so I picked it up. But Ghost Squad, if you see it at your store, it game goes for like $2 or $3. Definitely pick it up. And now we have Narnia for the GameCube. Narnia, based off the Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, the book, and of course the movie. This is actually a really solid game. One of the reasons I really picked this up was because I was a big fan of the Lord of the Rings games, Return of the King and Two Towers. Lots of fun. This pretty much is the same type of stuff. This game can actually play, I believe, up to 3 players at the same time. No, it says 1 to 2 players, so I don't get that wrong. But you have another AI character on the screen helping you out, I believe. But yeah, very fun game. If you like those games, definitely check this one out. All right, so next up we have here is G.I. Joe: The Rise of Cobra for the Wii. This is a co-op game, 2 players, and also if you don't have a second player with you, the AI takes over the second player for you. So you always have 2 Joes on the battlefield at the same time. Very cool game. I bought this, of course, because it was like $2. I have this game on the PS2, PS3, hell, even the PSP, I believe. So I just picked it up because it was cheap. Maybe I'll be able to compare them and see what the differences between them are, maybe. But if you see this game out there, definitely pick it up, guys. I would go as far as call this a hidden gem the way it plays. It's a lot of fun. I picked this up at the pawn shop. This is the movie, Blu-ray movie I talked about earlier. This is The Secret of NIMH. And this was me and my dad's favorite movie to watch when I was a kid. My dad really loves this movie, and I love it too. I haven't seen it in years, but to see it on Blu-ray was pretty amazing. I haven't put it in yet, but I'm excited to watch this again. I used to watch this all the time when I was a kid, and I remember I was sitting in the living room watching it by myself. My dad would come from golfing or whatnot, and he would just come and sit there and watch it with me. He loved this movie a lot. This is a very good movie. It got overshadowed at the time it came out because E.T. came out, is what it was. E.T. came out, and yeah, nobody paid attention to this movie, so it became more of a cult classic. But definitely check this movie out. It's great. And also, my buddy Armez hooked me up with, I'm just going to call this Balloon Fight for the DS. I don't know what it's called because I can't read this, but it's pretty much Balloon Fight with this ugly little elf-looking dude. Ugh. And it's pretty cool. So yeah, Balloon Fight for the DS system. All right. All right, so next up here we have, I did a trade with Trevor for this. This is Timesplitters Future Perfect. This is the third game and final game as of now in the series. And I haven't popped it in yet, but I heard a lot of good things about it. I do want to get the other two games before I play this, but this was the hardest one to get. So me and Trevor did a trade for it. So Trevor, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate you hooking me up with this. He got the GameCube version, and I got the PS2 version, so I'm happy. But this game used to be online. I wonder how it used to be, how I played online back in the day. Maybe there's some footage online to see how people played this back online back in the day. But if you guys have played the Timesplitters series, let me know what you think of it. I know Jason's played it, and I think he really likes it too. So definitely let me know in the comments. Need for Speed, Hot Pursuit. I had this game years ago and I gave it up, but now I have it again. Definitely happy to have this back in the collection. This is actually a fun racing game when you're racing for first place and trying to avoid the cops at the same time. Very exciting, easy to get into. A solid racing game. So definitely check this one out. And of course the last item, which I already showed this earlier, I got the Game Boy Advance, so you guys know about that. It's working now. But anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. I'm sorry, this video is I'm doing this video actually pretty late at night. Unfortunately, I had to do some other stuff today, so this video is gonna be out in the morning. But gosh, I wish I did it when I had more energy, because I'm just like all tired right now. So sorry if I'm like kind of like all like loopy and everything. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely let me know what you think of the games I showed you in the comments, and let me know what do you guys think about game hunting. You know, how you feel about it. Do you guys like put the time in to go like try to look for deals, or do you just wait to kind of maybe when the deals come to you? I mean, you can also do that as well. But what do you guys do? How do you hunt? Anyways, guys, that's all I got for you. Radical Reggie, and I will see you later.